Why is Deontay Wilder and his fans happy that Anthony Joshua lost? I've never been emotionally invested in athletes. I have my favorites, but I've always been able to draw the line. After all, these guys don't pay my rent, my car note, or nothing like that. It just seems like he's one of these guys that don't want any competition, want to fight mediocre competition the rest of his career. He says Anthony Joshua is a broken fighter. He's picking Ruiz to win the rematch. I can't say Anthony Joshua is a broken fighter. I will say Ruiz has an edge in the rematch, but I got to see Anthony Joshua on the rematch before I make that judgment. Anthony Joshua is currently still in New York, and from what I'm hearing, it's a possibility the rematch can be in New York, which will be great because that's what I thought it should be anyway. Because New York is where you got your butt kicked. So if you want to get your titles back, you should win it where you lost it. And New York's the place. I think people have more respect for you if you win it in New York instead of going back home. That's kind of weak. I would definitely give Anthony Joshua major props if he wins his titles in New York, where he lost. Now, this is when the fans who are emotionally invested fall apart. They get mad at me about. I'm looking at Deontay's resume, and he's fought two guys. That would be Luis Ortiz, that was old when he fought him, and he's older now. That's on blood pressure medication. Then you got Tyson Fury, who just got off the couch eating Cheetos and orange Fanta. And he probably won that fight. When I first saw Deontay Wilder turn pro, I said, this guy has potential. I said he's a good athlete with punching power. I thought he was going to get better with Mark Breland, but it never happened. And Wilder's approaching 34, and he's stuck in his old ways. And why not? I'm still undefeated. No one has capitalized all those mistakes I make in the ring, so why change up? The reality is this. Once Deontay Wilder, if he becomes undisputed champ, it'd be no more cherry picking. I think that's what Deontay Wilder feels. I think he would feel the pressure being undisputed champ. And that's why he's been procrastinating making those deals with Anthony Joshua. Now that Joshua lost, that deal's off the table. Now he's relieved. I think the worst thing that happened with Deontay Wilder is that Anthony Joshua wins the trilogy. He wins the first fight in November and December. Then Anthony Joshua wins the next fight later on the next year. I don't think Deontay Wilder wants to fight Anthony Joshua. For some reason, I think he's scared of him. Maybe the pressures of a big fight he's scared of. Remember, the biggest fight he's been in is with Fury. This fight would be much bigger. Just don't get it. This guy doesn't want to be in high-profile fights. I'm talking about colossal fights. I'm not talking about Fury and Ortiz. I'm talking about big fights. I mean legendary fights like Ali and Frazier. That could have been him and Anthony Joshua if he wasn't procrastinating. Does Deontay Wilder want to be undisputed heavyweight champ? My answer is, I really don't know. I think he's happy being just WBC champ, and that's it. Just seems content. Doesn't seem like he want to be great, or he doesn't want to take the risk to be great. Leave your comments below. Jay Beezy. Subscribe to the channel. I'm out.